Hi, this is Mercy from Here There Be Monsters. We recently had the opportunity to appear on our friend Smalpoxx's weekly interview series. We had a lot of fun on the show, so we got his permission to upload the video here on YouTube for anybody who missed it while we were live. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitch, and join our community in Discord. We'd also highly recommend following Smalpoxx's Twitch channel for gameplay and more interviews. Links for everything are in the description down below. Thank you for watching.
We have Here There Be Monsters ready to go. They're gonna get queued up here. I'm going to interview them today. So right off the bat, Here There Be Monsters. How did you come up with that title?
You can take that one.
Well, yeah, so I actually started this channel with my best friend a little over 2 years ago, and we wanted to, make a social media empire.
Social media empire. I love it.
And it's so hard to come up with a name, I had all sorts of gamer tags and everything that I'd used in games, but we wanted something that was relatively available. And so we spent an 8-hour day brainstorming, like, try this name, nope, try this name, nope, try this name, nope.
Whoa.
And
random name generators or just brainstorming?
We were just fried. And it was like, what is left? So we started trying to think of like song lyrics, movie quotes, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
And so Here There Be Monsters is from Pirates of the Caribbean, which is one of my favorite movies.
Right on. That's actually a cool concept. Now you go by Mercy and she goes by Pixy. Where did you come up with those names? Go ahead and take turns, but where did you guys come up with those names?
So mine is a shortened version of Pixie Queen, and that's because I'm obsessed with pixies.
Obsessed with pixies.
Tinkerbell's my favorite Disney character.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And Mercy?
Nothing too glorious with this one. The Pirates of the Caribbean one is kind of fun, but when we were playing Dota with my friend group, we went through some phases where we changed our name. Like, usually I've had one name for a long time, but we went through a phase where we changed our names like 6 times in a month, and we were using a bunch of Disney song lyrics.
The Mulan lyrics were my favorite.
Yeah, so one of my friends actually still goes by Mysterious as the Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, right on, right on.
And obviously that's a very long pseudonym. And I was like, well, if my channel name is going to be Here There Be Monsters, and it was always going to be a multi-person project. Like I said, it started with me and a friend. It's like, well, I need another name, and I can't really be, not that mine was Mysterious as the Dark Side of the Moon, but it was something like that. It was like Swift as a Coursing River or something.
It was a mouthful,
like, well, I can't be Swift as a Coursing River from Here There Be Monsters. Like, all of a sudden I have a medieval title. So I wanted to find something short, like 1 to 2 syllables, not something that you heard too frequently. So it was very inorganic for that one, but I liked it. I came up with it.
Are you guys consumers of Twitch?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what type of content do you guys consume, and do you consume it together, separately, or all the time,
Pretty
or what?
much together.
Okay.
If I'm home. Yeah,
primarily together. I was definitely the driving force of getting into it, but she's gotten into it quite a bit too. But it's probably 2/3, 1/3 as far as amount of involvement, and part of that's just because I'm home more and I can.
Okay.
But we watch a lot together.
And how do you consume it? Do you consume it on mobile? Do you consume it on the computer? I don't know. There's no apps for TV anymore, is there?
Well, all of the above, actually. So we have 2 computers that are right next to each other. So sometimes we watch there. We both watch on mobile some. And we actually, I haven't posted a recent picture of it, but out in our great room, we have a 10-foot projector screen. And so I'll watch Twitch on that.
So what are you looking for when you're watching a stream? What are you looking for? Are you looking for gameplay? Obviously entertainment. But is it gameplay, personality? Are you looking for comedy? Are you looking for a specific game, or?
I don't want this to sound like a cop-out, but I think it's just because we watch so much Twitch. So it really depends on the night, the week, kind of what we're feeling. Like when GTA roleplay was really booming, that's all we watched for a while.
Oh, that stuff's funny. I love GTA.
Yeah, that stuff's hilarious.
That's why Milton T. Pike is my favorite streamer.
Oh, okay. I watch Jeff. What's his name? I'd have to find it real quick. But he's a developer as well. But he does a lot of sims, like airplane sims and vehicle sims, and then did a lot of role play there. So I really enjoy his stuff. I'll get his name later on. But
yeah,
yes.
sometimes like I watch a lot of pro Dota as well, which obviously like that's a very focused like specific thing that I want to watch. And I also watch, you know, obviously we have tons of friends on Twitch, so we watch you play your truck sims, we watch Fuzz.
That was great, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
The rollovers. I only saw one.
I crashed like 6 times. I was killing Bull Rider with that. I could totally tell.
Yeah, we watch Fuzz get turned into a chicken. We watch Lou play MMOs. We watch everything.
Oh, right on, right on. So what do you think in general other people are looking for when they're watching streams? And us as streamers, this is something that we need to know. We need to get in the head of the viewers. And I'm curious from both of your point of views, what you think viewers are looking for, not just in your stream, but any streams in general.
I mean, it's definitely going to vary by viewer, but I think most people are going to fall into one of two categories. They're looking for some escapism, or they're looking for the community aspect.
I would agree with that. That makes a lot of sense to me, actually. Good answer. Average Aim wants to know what you mean by escapism for that last question.
Go for it, honey.
I mean, that could be anything, right? If you have a really boring day job and you don't have a family life, or you don't have a good family life or whatever, maybe what you're looking for is the excitement of going and watching, you know, like Overwatch or something that's like really high energy, like bang, 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 bang. Or, you know, maybe you're really into like fantasy role-playing games and you want to kind of get in that headspace of magic and elves and whatever. But I think it's just kind of, you know, being able to artificially create an experience for yourself that you might not have access to in your everyday life.
Wow. That was very insightful. Good job. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who's your favorite streamer?
Well, I already said mine.
What was the name again?
Well,
Milton T. Pike 1.
Milton T. Pike
GTA.
1. That name sounds familiar. Is that from something else?
Kiki Chanel.
Oh,
yeah, so
okay.
if you watched GTA roleplay at all, you probably saw him roleplay. He actually roleplayed as a female character named Kiki Chanel.
That's hilarious.
And he's hilarious.
He's great.
You know, so that would be like long term, you know, kind of like as to just turn it on and veg out on the couch kind of thing, it would be him. But you know, more down to home. I mean, we love watching all of our friends play. We love hanging out with Average and Cheese and you and Fuzz, and so it's really hard to narrow down.
And we appreciate you guys having us over too. So you answered the question earlier, Mercy. You started streaming first, and when you started streaming first, was it singular game or variety?
It was always variety.
Okay.
For me, my strategy on growing our channel has always been to diversify our portfolio. And that's why I started it with a friend, and why I always envisioned it as being at least a 2-person thing. Honestly, at first, when we came up with the idea for the channel, we were thinking like 4-ish people sharing the channel. And treating it much more like an actual TV network, where it's like you have a network, but there are multiple different shows.
No, I got you. That's actually kind of cool idea.
So same thing with variety. We wanted multiple personalities because somebody who might be attracted to something that one person is doing might not be for the other person. So if we have 2 people, that doubles our possible reach. And kind of same thing with games. In my opinion, if you limit yourself to only one game, you know, you're limiting the amount of exposure you can get there. That's
actually a really cool business model. I haven't heard that business model before, but it makes a lot of sense to me. And then Pixy, so when did you join the channel and start really ramping up on the channel?
It was February of last year?
You gotta be a little...
Sorry.
No, she's good.
To ask you a question. I think it was about February of last year, maybe January.
Oh, right on.
Before that, it was our good friend Kat and our other friend Theodris.
Okay, and what motivated you to get on the...
He asked me really nicely.
And it worked?
Actually, it was a Thursday night co-stream, and he wasn't feeling good, so he wanted me to stream for him because he didn't want the stream to not happen.
Oh, so you saved the stream.
Exactly. Yeah, I had to be the damsel in distress.
Did you make sure to remind him that you saved him that day multiple times afterwards?
I should. I don't use that enough.
So
Thank you, though.
Ammo. Pixie, you primarily stream building and role-playing games based on your bio.
Yep.
But what's your go-to game if you were going to sit down and relax off stream?
It's still my building games.
Still your
I'll
building
play
games?
Sims, but I'm not
Minecraft?
Yeah, Minecraft, Sims.
What do you think each of you bring to the brand and the channel?
He's more entertaining than I am.
I don't think that's true. I think she brings a softer touch than I do. You know, I get, even when we're playing games that are a little bit less serious, you know, like even something like Subsistence, which I guess is semi-serious, but you know, it's not a competitive game. Like I'm very concerned with doing it right. And although she's very salty about dying or losing.
I am.
But other than that, she has a very soft touch.
How often do you guys stream?
Every day but Friday.
Every day but Friday. Why Friday your day off? That's a weird. No offense. It's a weird day.
We've been through
to
a couple
have
iterations on that, but we found that honestly it started with numbers. We found that the Friday streams tended to be not necessarily the lowest, but one of the lowers. And we wanted to try and find a weekend day, so you know that way it's a little bit more viable for us to go and do stuff. And Sunday has always been our biggest day, so it was kind of between Friday and Saturday. And I honestly don't remember exactly why we decided that, but
I noticed that too. Friday nights and Saturday nights tend to be pretty saturated, although Saturday night is more viable for me. For some reason, more people come out on Saturday nights. I don't know. I would think everyone would be gone on Saturday nights, out in the clubs and doing their, you know.
And then
stuff.
on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I actually do doubles because I have Mixer streams in the afternoon, and then I have Twitch streams in the evening.
Ooh, Mixer. I've viewed a little bit, and I researched their business model prior to selecting Twitch. So that went into my thought process, but I don't know too much about it other than my initial research. So that's part of the reason I haven't touched on it much in this interview series, because I'd have 800 million questions. Because
that's fair. I'm happy to answer now or in the future if that helps.
We'll ask in the future, because I don't want to bore everyone on this platform. What inspired you to stream originally?
There we go.
Well, that one's a little bit more of a me since she joined later.
Well, she already said you inspired her. That's what she said.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's
I've
fair.
already answered that question.
Sorry, I was thinking, why did we start the channel? But yes, that's very true. For me, it was kind of a confluence of events. I'd always thought it sounded interesting, but I didn't really know anything about it. And at the time, we've been streaming for a little over 2 years now.
Wow.
We started in February of 18.
Everyone give them a round of applause. They've been streaming for 2 years. That's insane.
Thank you.
My applause button doesn't work. There we go.
Here, I'll.
Oh yes, there we go. There we go. I was still getting used to the Go XLR. I had the system sound turned too low. Anyway.
Oh, thank you, Dag.
Thank you, Dag Dan.
Yeah.
So I was working a very high stress administrative managerial job.
We talked a little bit about that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
And so I had a staff of depending on the time of year, but about 35 people, about 20 FTE, and most of whom were very young. And I managed an aquatic facility, and it was a heck of a year. Everything was going wrong, this and that and whatever, and fire a few people, and we had just on and on and on.
And that's not fun at all.
No. And then of course then we were short staffed, and then nobody wants to come in to cover their own
picking
shifts,
up the slack.
Somebody else's shifts, and it just piles on. So
yeah.
so that was going on, and then totally unrelated to that, but our friend group kind of fell apart right around that same time as well. We used to have weekly board game nights.
Oh, I so want that.
and then often would have at least one other get together outside of that. Like I'd say we entertained probably 6 times a month. And we had a few people move for school, a few people move for work, and then that left a much smaller core of people, and eventually it just kind of drifted. And so like all of a sudden we found ourselves with an extremely stressful work position, and our friend and support group mostly fell apart, and it was just like
I just have a quick question. Was it Monopoly? Monopoly does it to everybody. I don't play Monopoly. I refuse to play it. I just won't play it. It'll just cause too many arguments.
Yeah.
I haven't played that since I was 5.
So we were looking for a new direction to put our energies, our passions, just something to do to feel like we were succeeding at something. And, everything just kind of came together.
I like it. And definitely
so we came to Twitch to join and or start a community because our other communities had kind of failed us.
What hurdles have you encountered with your time as a Twitch streamer? Obviously technical.
I'll be curious to hear her take on this.
Mine is always technical. The audio doesn't like me.
She'll sit there and put on her pouty face and ask me to make the magic box work.
I do.
Oh, is that what you say? Make the magic box work.
I'll
love
mute it and say make the magic box work.
I love it. That is spectacular.
Actually, I shout it because he's in the other room.
For me, the biggest thing probably that jumped out at me is overcommitment to what we're doing. When I first started, the job that I was working at the time was salaried, and I pretty regularly worked 50 to 60 hours a week. And when I first started streaming, I was streaming 30 to 40 hours a week on top of that, and it was just way too much.
What success sticks out in your mind from your time as a streamer? Just the success that sticks out in your mind.
What do we got?
she's looking at my notes.
What are our successes?
I think it's one of the biggest successes I've had in my adult life, which is to be honored to surround myself with a group of people who value similar things to what I value, who share goals similar to the goals that I have, just good, like wholesome people who are good to each other. I've long said that and admittedly this is a stolen quote, but if you talk about what you believe, you will attract people who believe what you believe.
Oh, I can hear that.
And I'm really honored to have a lot of people that we can call friends now, yourself included, who share or at least embody a lot of the values that we have.
Mercy, your bio says you like difficult and strategic games. Can you elaborate more on that for us? Yes, I have some surprise questions.
No, I like it. It's how I challenge myself. Some people, as you said earlier, build cars, or lots of people play sports or whatever. For me, it's how I fuel my competitive drive, is to challenge myself. With a good strategic game, it's just like the people who sit down and knock out a game of Grandmaster chess or whatever. It's how I get the juices going. I hate stuff like Sudoku. That drives me crazy, but that's what that's what gets some people's wheels turning. And for me, I really like to sit down and piece through like a strategic puzzle, and generally I'd like to think I'm fairly good at it too, so obviously that helps enjoyability too.
No, is it like to a obsessive standpoint? Because like I'll get into a game like Tarkov, and like now I'm reading about Tarkov like 2 to 3 hours a day, trying to figure out how to get better at the game, watching different tip videos and stuff like that. So is it to that extent, or is it?
It used to be obsessive.
Sometimes, yeah. For me, my obsession is generally more figuring it out myself. I actually eschew most guides and that kind of thing, so I like to do it my own way. Because I have a fairly non-linear way of problem solving that kind of stuff. So for me, it's not like you know, it's not like oh, I'm better than guides or whatever, but like if I go follow their guide, then that's gonna lock my thinking into that box, and I like to find other ways to do stuff. Like when I play Dota, I love to build weird items on heroes that they shouldn't have because it surprises people.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to either of you on stream?
When I forgot to put the screen up for when stream raid started.
Oh,
what screen?
She's talking about the little mini game that we play.
I forgot to switch a scene.
Oh, okay.
So I was all excited because we won.
And nobody saw it?
And nobody saw.
And you can't watch it in the app or on that says go to your Twitch streamer to watch the battle.
Yeah. No.
I've been on intermission for 2 hours before somebody mentioned it.
Oh no.
No.
Rookie mistake, and I still do it. Thank God I have Tar in my chat who constantly, you know what? Now I switch scenes, and he tells me I didn't to try and mess with me and make me worry. And
I can see that.
That's where mods come in handy. How do you think Twitch can improve for you guys as a streamer in general?
I actually have two answers for that, and hopefully they're going to be ones that you haven't had before, because I know most people say, somewhat rightfully, but also a little bit boringly, discoverability.
Yep, I have that complaint too. So,
so I have one like a little bit more specifically for us and people our level, and then one a little bit more broadly.
Okay.
But for people our level, I think they need to figure out something to either always have or somehow be able to like achieve, kind of like the affiliate program, the option to always have transcoding and video quality options.
Yes, please. I agree with you there. I agree.
That would be a big one for me. You know, even if it was like a pseudo affiliate thing, you have to average at least 25, or you have to stream at least 1,000 hours, or I don't know, something.
So that people have lower quality ISPs can drop it to 360 and watch it, or people that have higher bandwidth can boost it. I mean, exactly. I think both would be really great. Instead, they're just going to change the channel.
Right. And then more broadly, and this one is going to be not specific to us, but it's definitely something that I thought of because of our specific content creation strategy, is I hate that Twitch partnership requires Twitch exclusivity, and I wish they would do away with that.
Have either of you gotten especially emotional and cried or just screamed from excitement or anything like that on stream?
I've come close to crying.
What caused that?
Jiggly Biglets, one of our community members, came in after already donating. He'd already donated 100. He had made 2 donations that day, right?
Oh, so it was a big dono?
It was a big dono during one of our massive streams, and he had already donated during Mercy's time.
Oh, so he hit you both
during mine.
Oh, that's awesome.
I came close. I was that close.
Yeah. What do each of you get out of streaming?
I get to hang out with people.
Yeehaw.
Pretty much. I like people. So as long as I have someone to talk to, I'm happy.
For me, I mean, a little bit more broadly, but essentially the same thing is fulfillment, and I guess to a degree validation also, that, a lot of us, especially those of us that have been gaming for 15, 20, 25 years, gaming is much more accepted now. So there's still, I think, kind of that, like, it's not really an imposter complex, but whatever you want to call it, where it's like, it doesn't really feel like this should be okay, even though for the most part in society it is now. So it's kind of a combination of that validation, and then, and then getting to turn around and validate and then share inspiration with other people who, who also want that.
No, absolutely. I think video game culture in general is being more acceptable. I don't think streamer culture is being more acceptable, because if you're out with people you just met or acquaintances as opposed to friends, they say, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I stream on Twitch. What, like that that video game, or what is that, is normally the question. And then you explain it, and they're like, you can see in their face, oh, you're a lazy bum. You just sit at home and play video games all day. Like there's that stigma to it still in streaming in general. So I find myself saying content creation because I am on multiple platforms. So to single out one platform, it doesn't make sense. And that makes more sense to them because of the social media aspect to it.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate your time. You have a wonderful night, and we'll see you soon in stream.
Nice, Smalpoxx.
Everyone, follow all their socials. Have a good time.